President Abdel Fattah El-Sisi has directed the continuation and intensification of efforts in key development projects. President El-Sisi was briefed on the progress of various initiatives aimed at boosting productivity, stimulating economic growth, and improving income levels. These efforts include developments in the New Valley, healthcare improvements, the expansion of remote treatment units, and advancements in the Hayat Karima Decent Life initiative. President Abdel Fattah El-Sisi has met with Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and Minister of Civil Aviation Sameh Al-Hifni. During the meeting, he was briefed on the ongoing development of the civil aviation system. The update covered air navigation, aircraft fleet, airports, and human resources. President El-Sisi directed the implementation of measures to encourage greater private sector involvement in aviation sector development. He also emphasized plans to double Cairo International Airport's capacity to 60 million passengers annually, up from 30 million, ensuring the expansion aligns with international standards. The United Nations Human Settlements Program, UN Habitat, has honored the National Alliance for Civil and Developmental Work for its key role in managing volunteer organizers at the 12th edition of the World Urban Forum. UN Habitat Executive Director praised the National Alliance for its coordination of volunteers, emphasizing their vital contributions in providing logistical, administrative, and humanitarian support, which helped ensure the event's success. The WF12, held over 5 days, attracted thousands of participants, including government representatives, business leaders, urban planners, and members of civil society. Egypt will host a conference in December to mobilize humanitarian aid for the Gaza Strip, with participation from global parties, including all United Nations agencies such as UNRWA. Assistant Minister of Foreign Affairs for Multilateral Affairs and International Security, Amr Al-Juwaili, made the announcement during the Spotlight on Crises Gaza session at the 12th World Urban Forum. Al-Juwaili emphasized that the conference would be ministerial, highlighting Egypt's dedication to addressing Arab issues, particularly the Palestinian cause. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has welcomed the adoption of Egypt's annual resolution by the United Nations General Assembly's First Committee. The resolution, passed with overwhelming support, calls for the creation of a nuclear weapon-free zone in the Middle East and urges that all nuclear facilities in the region be subject to the safeguards of the International Atomic Energy Agency. The Egyptian Ministry of Foreign Affairs expressed its appreciation on X, highlighting the significance of this resolution in promoting regional security. Egypt and South Africa have discussed enhancing bilateral relations and cooperation at political and economic levels. Minister of Foreign Affairs Badr Abdelati and South Africa's Minister of International Relations Ronald Lamola also addressed issues of mutual interest in Africa. Both ministers praised the strong coordination between the two nations and expressed hopes to hold political consultations soon to tackle bilateral and regional matters. Deputy Prime Minister for Industrial Development and Minister of Industry and Transport Kamil El-Wazir and Austrian-based wood panels manufacturer Cornosopan discussed the company's plan to build a factory in Egypt. The two sides also discussed a partnership contract with the Nag Hammadi Fiber Board Company to implement a project in its factory on an area of 150,000 square meters to manufacture medium-density fiberboard wood for use in the furniture industry. Deputy Prime Minister for Industrial Development and Minister of Industry and Transport Kamil El-Wazir has witnessed the signing of a memorandum of understanding between the holding company for maritime and land transport from Djibouti regarding cooperation between the two parties in the field of developing ports. In his speech during the signing ceremony, Minister El-Wazir highlighted that President Abdel Fattah El-Sisi had directed the provision of comprehensive support and cooperation with Djibouti across various projects. He stressed the readiness of Egyptian companies to implement joint infrastructure projects in Egypt in various fields. Egypt's administrative capital for urban development has signed a memorandum of understanding with the State Secretariat for New City Development and Housing of Madagascar to collaborate on building Madagascar's new capital, Tanamasuandro. This partnership will leverage Egypt's extensive expertise in designing, funding, and managing its own new administrative capital, providing Madagascar with proven methods for planning, construction, and urban management. The collaboration aims to share Egypt's urban development insights, making use of ACUD's experience in large-scale infrastructure, investment attraction, and modern city planning. Ambassador Yasser Shaban, Assistant Minister of Foreign Affairs for Cultural Relations, has handed over 67 recovered Egyptian artifacts to a committee from the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities. The artifacts returned from Germany through Egypt's embassy in Berlin span various Egyptian eras. Notable items include the foot and leg of a mummified body, 2 masks, 2 murals from the tomb of Vizier Bakan Ren-F in Saqqara, a royal bronze statue, and a group of small Shabti statues. Egypt has said that 42% of the planned public investments of the current fiscal year is spent on human and social development, which includes sector of education. Minister of Planning, Economic Development and International Cooperation, Rania Al-Mashot, process at schools in Egypt in the fiscal year of 2024 to 2025. Both sides reviewed the programs of the investment plan of the Ministry of Education and the axis of the National Program for Structural Reforms to support the economic ability to achieve balanced and sustainable growth. Minister of Housing, Sharif al-Shirbini, has stated that 203 buildings with a total of 4,872 housing units are being implemented with an advanced implementation rate for middle-income people within the presidential initiative Housing for All Egyptians in the Zahra area in 15th of May City. Minister Shirbini has pointed out that the presidential initiative Housing for All Egyptians reflects the state's vision to provide suitable and affordable housing, noting that the initiative contributes to enhancing social stability and reflects the state's commitment to achieving sustainable development. Minister of Environment Yasmin Fuad has described the Green Sharm el-Sheikh project as a journey filled with challenges, as it aims to find a balance between economic growth and natural resource management. The ministry initially focused on building trust among various stakeholders and implementing preliminary actions. These include changing the management approach for nature reserves, as well as imposing fees and reviewing licenses for marine activities to reduce environmental infringements.